lateral ventricle, the anterior horn, posterior horn, inferior horn, interventricular foramen,
It's this. From the front. This.
So which one?
I think it's just this right here,
This
Yeah.
whole thing right here.
and then this right here,
Lateral.
Okay.
right? Okay. The third ventricle,
Is this it?
third ventricle, yep, that's it.
Okay.
The cerebral aqueduct,
It's right here.
Okay. Can you turn it towards this way real quick? Cerebral aqueduct.
the fourth
Third
ventricle,
cerebral aqueduct with ventricle.
and the median and lateral aperture,
Median. And then lateral goes around here.
and the
Median, lateral.
choroid plexus of the lateral ventricle.
Oh.
The pink stuff, flip it up.
Right here, choroid plexus.
The choroid plexus of the third ventricle,
Right here.
and the choroid plexus to the fourth ventricle.
Can you see right here?
Hold on one second.
Wait, what are you looking at?
Oh, the fourth
No, the
ventricle?
fourth ventricle.
Sorry.
That.
Fourth.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just
Did I
do
mess
that
you
right-
up?
No. Alright. That's it?
Good?
Yeah.
Did you get pictures of this one?
You want straight pictures?
Dural reflections. So first is the falx cerebri. The second is the falx cerebelli.
Okay.
The third is the tentorium cerebelli. And the fourth is the diaphragm cellae. Sinuses, so superior sagittal, inferior sagittal, straight,
That's straight.
transverse,
Transverse is here, but here,
and you need to know right and left transverse.
right? But
The confluence of the sinuses,
oh, confluence. Very important anesthesia.
cavernous,
This is the cavernous.
Just on the left, right?
no, it's right and left,
Right.
Both
No.
sides.
Okay.
and sigmoid. So it's
Which
number
It
2.
goes down here.
Okay.
Start.
Yes, ma'am.
The longitudinal fissure,
I didn't look at it, so.
But you got it, though, right?
Okay.
I don't know.
the transverse cerebral
Is it
fissure,
on Dropbox?
Okay. It's on the
I could put it in there, but it was
Transverse
too big, that's why.
No, I didn't get it.
Okay,
It's okay. What is it?
Was it YouTube?
Are you able to see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
it just separates the cerebrum from the cerebellum.
Okay.
And then, so we have sulci, so the lateral sulcus,
A couple things that are not in the book.
The lateral sulcus.
yes,
Is
which runs,
here.
runs above the temporal lobe.
Here. So it's kind of hard to see, but it's laterally here.
Yeah, it just runs above the temporal lobe. And then the central sulcus,
She said it was like here. So if you look at this, she'll point it out for
no, it
us.
doesn't start there, it's this
One
one.
more. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be here. As long as we know the
It's kind
post
of
and the
somewhat-
pre. So sensory area, motor area.
Gotcha.
Sensory, motor. Okay.
Okay. Parietal occipital sulcus.
So that's this one here. Oh, let me take that. Okay.
Then parietal occipital sulcus. And then the calcarine sulcus.
And that's that small one here. And this is for vision. So that's why it's separated.
So next is gyri.
Okay.
And we have the precentral gyrus.
So we said that this is the central sulcus. So pre here. And that's the motor area
And then postcentral gyrus.
here.
The cingulate gyrus.
And that one's here, right above the. What is this? This
Corpus
callosum.
callosum.
Yeah, corpus callosum.
And then the uncus, which
Okay.
is the medial bump in the temporal lobe.
So
So it's right in there.
Dang,
this
Sam, I should have done
here.
No,
No.
no, temporal lobe.
Oh,
it's
so
this.
this little bump.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so we have the frontal lobe.
That way.
Okay. So
I couldn't see it, but it's okay. The lobes. Frontal.
okay.
So frontal lobe,
Frontal lobe.
parietal lobe,
Right over here. It's back here.
occipital,
Occipital's back here.
temporal,
Temporal is here.
and insula. Take that piece off.
Insula is here. So this one.
Gotcha.
Okay, now functional areas. So the sensory area.
So the sensory area that's located right here in this region here.
It's a sulcus?
No, the
No, sensory is just the back portion behind
oh okay. Oh, behind the sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Broncas and Wernicke's. So it's sensory area is behind. So this one
Behind
here,
the central.
the central and the sensory.
Okay.
Okay, and then the primary somatosensory cortex,
Primary
which is
somatosensory.
the post-central
That's what we just did.
gyrus. Yeah, we have to do the sensory area.
Yeah. So we just did right. The sensory.
So the on the post-central gyrus is the primary somatosensory cortex,
Okay.
and then gustatory.
Gustatory is here. And this
Yes, and the temporal.
gustatory.
Wernicke's area.
Wernicke is parietal, so
Wait a minute towards me.
it's a little bit higher. So in this area.
Maybe a little forward.
I think I'm just gonna print out some photos.
Your pointer.
Here.
It's like, I
Okay.
don't wanna be on the computer because
In this, in the parietal lobe.
Functional areas. First is the sensory area and the primary somatosensory cortex, which is on the postcentral gyrus, and the function is somatic sensation. Then the gustatory cortex, which is in the insula. Here. So gustatory is in the insula.
Mm.
Just me, yeah. And that is responsible for taste. And then we have Wernicke's area,
Warning.
which is comprehension. The primary visual area.
Oh, visuals up here.
No.
Oh, snap.
Occipital.
Duh.
So primary visual cortex, yeah, it's just this end part here. And that's responsible for vision. And the primary auditory area. And that is responsible for hearing. And the motor areas. we have the primary motor cortex, which is also the precentral gyrus, and that is responsible for conscious or voluntary movement of skeletal muscles. The frontal eye field, and that is responsible for the extrinsic eye muscles. And lastly is Broca's area,
I don't know. I emailed her.
and that is responsible for speech. Okay, so the olfactory bulb, olfactory tract, optic chiasm,
It's the little bridge between these two.
optic tract,
Yeah.
It's this under here. See it?
mammillary bodies,
These two white dots.
hypothalamus, which you can't really see, but it should be behind the mammillary bodies. This model doesn't show it very well. The infundibulum, which is the stalk of the,
Oh, the stalk of the pituitary.
yeah.
See that little thing.
That's what she said.
Pituitary, or hypophysis. The midbrain,
Up here.
pons,
Pons.
medulla,
Medulla.
medullary pontine junction, pyramids, the anterior median fissure, which runs between the pyramids,
Ah.
and lateral to the pyramids are the olives,
On both sides.
and decussation of the pyramid would just be the crossing, yeah.
You can't see it.
Mid-sagittal structures. So we have the parieto-occipital sulcus, the calcarean sulcus.
I already forgot.
It attaches to it. It's just
Oh, right here.
somewhere around here. Yeah, in that area.
Somewhere.
One of these maybe. All right. The cingulate gyrus,
Dang it. Oh, yeah.
the corpus callosum, the anterior commissure. Yeah. No.
Oh, this
The
dot.
bump.
This
Yeah.
dot.
And then the posterior commissure. And then the interventricular foramen.
I forgot where that is, too.
That was in the pineal,
That's right.
remember?
And the thalamus, right?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yes, the thalamus.
Oh, yeah. Foramen.
Not pineal, in the thalamus, wrong word.
That's all right.
And then the diencephalon, which contains three things: the thalamus, the hypothalamus, and the epithalamus. So back to the thalamus, and then the interthalamic adhesion, the hypothalamus, and the infundibulum, which is the stalk of the pituitary gland, also known as the hypophysis, the mammillary body, the pineal, which is
Pineal?
part of the epithalamus,
Yep. We said
Oh,
that.
the little
that thing.
penis. I mean, penis.
pineal,
That's what she said.
the midbrain, the tectum, also known as the corpora quadrigemina, with the superior and inferior colleculi,
So,
So these?
yeah.
these bumps.
Yeah,
So
so
superior,
turn it towards me. No, the other way. The other way, like that.
So superior colliculi, inferior colliculi, which are part of the corpora quadragemma.
Yes.
The cerebral aqueduct,
You said is this? Yep.
Oh, shoot. Where's the order?
the pons, the medulla, cerebellum, the lateral ventricle, and then the lateral ventricle goes through the interventricular foramen into the third ventricle, down the cerebral aqueduct into the fourth ventricle, and then you can also see the uncus. That's it. Okay, ready? Okay, so the coronal section, the cerebral cortex, the white matter, the longitudinal fissure, association fibers, which are within the hemisphere, the commissural fibers, which are between hemispheres, the corpus callosum, projection fibers, which go from the cerebral cortex to or from the lower area, the internal capsule, the body of the lateral ventricle,
This? Okay.
the third ventricle,
Okay.
the caudate, which is this and this, this. The lentiform nucleus, which has two parts, the putamen laterally, and the globus pallidus medially, the thalamus, which surrounds the third ventricle, the insula, it's just this,
Oh,
right?
damn. Oh my god, I'm losing it today.
The pons, which is
This.
this, the medulla, pyramidal decussation, which is more this side, just the crossover of pyramids, and the cerebellum. Cerebral cortex, white matter, corpus callosum, anterior and posterior horns of the lateral ventricles. So anterior, the interventricular foramen, please.
Oh, shoot, sorry.
I think it's both.
Yeah,
these.
you're right. Interventricular.
The third ventricle.
This is the third ventricle.
I think it's just this hole,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, yeah. And that's the little
It all
duct.
kind of goes down, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
The
look, right here. Third.
Yeah, is that.
okay.
Okay.
Head of the caudate. The head of the caudate nucleus. The lentiform nucleus, which has the putamen laterally, and the globus pallidus medially. The internal capsule.
That's an X.
Oh. We just went, oh.
The thalamus. And the cerebellum.
Which is on here,
What a hole.
up here.
No.
You won't be able to see it.
Oh,
on
yeah,
this.
down here.
So it's there. Okay.